My name is Maureen McCarthy, and I'm the Community Outreach and Marketing Manager at WTA, and we're sitting on a bus at Bellingham Station. WTA's main mission has to do with providing safe, reliable, and friendly service, and we are also interested in being leaders in both innovative transportation solutions as well as environmentally friendly transportation solutions. We'll have our new hybrid, 8 new hybrid buses arriving on the scene here at the end of the year, so we do have some, our first significant action in terms of alternative fueled vehicles happening here very soon. But yes, we do have partners in the community, Western being one of the biggest, and as far as innovation, though not a technical innovation, the Viking Express Pass that came into being, I think now 2 years ago, was example of that. Where the agency and the university sat down and hammered out an agreement to get a pass in every student's pocket. And while we thought that ridership was really, really high at Western, and it increased by about 30%. Another example of local partnership would be with Smart Trips, and WTA is one of the 4 sort of cornerstone partners of that program. We not only provide some financial support, but also take on the sort of marketing and community outreach and public awareness campaign part of the program. So we are, kind of right with them and have been since its very inception. And then the last example I would just say would be with the City of Bellingham too. We do a lot in lockstep with them with regard to land use and infill and helping to support them as they try to create the type of city that can be well served by transit. There's a lot of factors, of course, in terms of how much money you can save by taking the bus. We have a lot of people who make as much as a 33-mile one-way trip twice a day, every day. So if you're coming from Kendall, or if you're coming from Mount Vernon, that's real money you're putting into your gas tank. And if you can replace that car trip even a couple days a week with a bus trip, from Mount Vernon or from Kendall, you are saving a lot of money. We have one example of a woman who, and this was even a couple years ago, I don't know what it would be at the current gas price, but when she made her switch from driving every day from Mount Vernon to getting a bus pass, she was saving somewhere in the neighborhood of like $375 per month. The thing, of course, that people often forget is it's not just the money you're putting into your gas tank, it's just, what does it take to keep and maintain a car? People who are willing to kind of take a look at the trips that they could convert may very well be able to live with 1 less car per couple, or 1 less car per family. Or if you're a single person and you have a car, just keep it in your garage far more often. The main opportunity that I see for WTA to attract tourists would be for people who come here particularly because they're looking for a car-free experience. So someone who comes on the train, or someone who comes on the bus, or someone who maybe even came in on the ferry. If they came here purposefully because what they like is to travel in a place where they don't need a car, I think we could work for them. And the other thing about that is if you do that, you see a much more lovely part of Bellingham than you do if you drive. And I, myself, particularly seek out destinations where I could have a car-free experience, and I know there are other people out there too. Yeah, well, there are a lot of factors. There are a lot of people who are looking to decrease their carbon footprint. There are a lot of people who are looking to increase their physical activity, and there are a lot of people looking to save money. And the rewards of the program are kind of a bonus. It's a way of getting thanked for doing what you already, in many cases think is the right thing. In addition to like sending you goodies and thank yous and entering you into prize drawings and things like that, it also allows people to track like the difference that they're making. So it shows them how much money they've saved. It shows them how many gallons of fuel they have not used because of the trips they've made. And it shows them, we have a couple different statistics, hydrocarbons, oxides of nitrogen, a couple other factors that it can kind of show, just by doing this instead of this, here's what my impact has been. And it's coming soon, like within the next couple months or so, it will also allow you to track how many calories you're burning by making an alternative trip. We purchased green power, and we participated in the Community Energy Challenge. We are also a Smart Trips employer partner, in addition to being one of the founding partners of Smart Trips. WTA participates in the Workplace CSA program, and there's definitely a lot of curiosity, and there's definitely enthusiasm among the people who are participating that they're pleased and think of it as a benefit of, you know, having that come to the place that they work. That's money that would not be in the hands of those farmers. It just wouldn't be. I mean, there's a lot of people who would like to, I'd like to think that I was going to get down and buy, but they just don't and won't. And yeah, I love that. In the case of the Workplace CSA and the Green Power Initiative and the Community Energy Challenge, it was all individuals on the executive staff who brought those initiatives forward as possible programs for WTA to participate in on an agency-wide level, oftentimes because they had a personal interest in it, and it really lit them up to imagine, you know, doing it on an agency scale. All of those are things that people feel really good about. And in the case of the Community Energy Challenge, we've seen really significant savings, not just the first year over the base year, but now even more the second year over the base year. So those things have been really positive. I would say the programs that have impacted the agency culture the most are to do with electricity and, you know, saving energy. For example, we now have a no idle policy, probably the most to do with the amount of energy that we could potentially waste. So that has for sure become part of the agency culture. And then just things like, you know, if you've got 3 rows of lights in your light fixtures, could you just turn on the middle one, you know, and use one switch, light switch instead of 2? And a lot of people have made that change. We now have motion sensor lighting in the restrooms and things like that. So I do think people have really, you know, sort of embraced that. And with regard to the CSA, that fits really nicely into just kind of our wellness initiative. And there's not much more healthy than having boxes of fruits and vegetables, you know, arrive on our doorstep and have people get excited about that. Like, when does that ever happen? One thing to remember about buses is that they are truly environmentally friendly and truly making a difference in energy reduction when we have tons and tons of people on them. So wherever you are, whether you're in Bellingham or at home, this is a resource that's already running, and it's great to hop on board.